Debt-Free TV, in association with getoutofdebtfree.org.
What are you reading?
Just about this councillor.
Oh, I won't mention his name, but apparently this gentleman used to work for Nottingham Council, didn't he?
Yes, yes.
And he's been in Mansfield Courthouse, accused of...
He's also the former member of the police authority in Nottinghamshire, so he should know his stuff about Nottingham Police and councils, then, shouldn't he?
Well, yeah. I saw the I saw the news bulletin that was put out on YouTube, and about this chap. But if you notice in the Post, I've just read this article, and in the Post, it doesn't say everything that he said on that interview when he was outside the court.
You mean the Post has got it wrong again?
Well, we've witnessed firsthand that they don't always report the actual truth.
In actual fact, one of the reporters actually said they're not allowed to.
Wonder who's controlling them then? Local servants?
So, but you remember when we talked about him last time, we did say there was a possibility
that he'd been set up.
Yes.
You know, apparently he's accused of doing some horrible, nasty things to just one boy that was about under, say, 15 or under 16. But where the other ones that we have exposed before have done it multiple times.
But what have they not mentioned?
Sorry.
What have they not mentioned?
The thing that they didn't mention, that the now known as Nottingham Post, have not mentioned, that he said on the video that the councils and the police are absolutely corrupt to the core.
Yeah. Absolutely
corrupt to the core. And that he may have been framed.
Wow. Can you imagine that? Nottingham councils and police corrupt to the core. From someone that works for them, both for the police and the council.
I'm dead scared of the council. In fact, do you know, we've just been to some fish and chips. It was delicious.
Yes.
And I had to just nip out of the chip shop to go and get my hearing aid glasses. And as I opened the door, I saw this man in this beautiful, immaculate blue suit with the same hairstylist as me.
Oh.
And I thought, I recognise him. And anyway, I grabbed my glasses from the car and I went back in, and he just stood behind the door as I went in, and I said, oh, it's you. And he went, it's you. And I said, yeah, it is. It's Richard Ancliffe, isn't it? Hi there, Richard. And so I paid him a compliment. I said, you look great. And he said, thank you very much. Have a nice day. What a gentleman. What a really nice guy. Richard Ancliffe. Hi, Richard. He's the local antisocial behaviour chap, if you've done any wrong. So,
not, as the case may be.
That man will really sort you out. So, yeah, nice to meet you, Richard. You look immaculate. Incredible.
We'll talk about this before you got carried away with Richard.
Nice chap.
What?
Well, this gentleman also might be a nice chap.
This is
You know, you can't condemn him. But where are all the witnesses? Where are the other ones we've had arrested, you know?
The one that got 20 years?
20 years, yeah, there's 17 accounts. But this chap, it seems he may just be, allegedly, framed by... Well, if he said that the police and the councils are absolutely corrupt to the core, and I wonder what's really going on.
I've got a feeling that partnership they've got going might be on very shaky ground at the moment.
Well, Mr. Tipping, apparently he's after your job. So we've all got to be forced to register to vote now in order to vote for who your job goes to.
They'd never force us to vote. I'm sure they wouldn't send any threats or anything like that out.
No. Our local council, they're perfectly... a great service to us. We congratulate you on that. Well, we're not slaves, are we?
Well, we don't think we are.
Well, if I told you that you've got to register to vote, otherwise, I'm going to take away your bin services, your tax, your whatever.
So, in other words, do this, or there will be consequences.
Then you'd be a slave, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah.
But if I was the council, I can't tell you what to do. I can't impede on your free will, can I?
Well, you're supposed to not. You're not supposed to, but I've got a sneaky feeling you do.
Well, if I was the council and you went in and I said that you're going to be forced to do this, you'd ask, am I a slave?
Yes.
And what would the council say? No, of
No.
course you aren't, sir. And then you'd ask, well, you are public servants, aren't you? And the council would reply, yes, of course, we're your servants, sir.
No. They'd probably reply now. No, we're the authority.
Oh, the author that wants you to believe every single word that
Yeah.
they say. But you'd question them, wouldn't you? You are public servants. You are here to serve the men and women of Nottingham. And of course they're bound to say, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Then I'm not a slave, am I?
No, sir. No.
No. So then you can't tell me what to do, can you?
But you'll get £1,000 fine if you don't.
Are you threatening me?
No, because that would mean that we're your slave masters.
Well, years ago, I don't know whether you've noticed this, you probably have, because I've been holding it for a while. Up until 1928, the local council, this may be an extended version because we've just found something else. The local council, if you stole an apple, there's a man in here that stole a cow because he was hungry to feed his family, 20 kids. And they hung him outside Rock Cemetery at the top of Mansfield Road. And that's what the local council used to do.
The local council used to hang us.
Yeah,
Our servants
murderers, yeah.
used to hang us.
Yeah, up until 1928.
Sounds like we were slaves then after all. Or maybe we still are, we just don't realise it yet.
Well, you've got a question, haven't you? If somebody's trying to tell you what to do, do I not have free will?
Well, you have free will, but they're going to try and impede on it.
Okay, so if all of a sudden I lose my home and I'm out on the streets,
Well, then
and I'll put a hat on, you know, like a beanie.
yeah, but before you do,
I can always beg for money, can't I?
before you do that, let's not forget that the council are very, very, very poor.
Oh, so it's us that are rich.
Yes. Because if we weren't rich, they wouldn't be stealing. I mean, wanting us to give them money.
I think you were correct there, stealing. But if you don't pay it, they use force against you. What kind of public servants is that?
It almost sounds like a dictatorship, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it does.
Oh,
It does.
We've said that a few times before, and it seems to be getting closer and closer. But like you were saying, no begging. No begging. We've seen these all over the bins in Nottingham. They're all over the bins, aren't
Oh,
they?
the solar bins, which now cost £7,000 because they're on lease.
Yes,
But
yeah.
they were the next day. They put
Yeah,
there was
all these-
thousands of them.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
begging things, weren't they?
Begging. Watch your money go up in smoke.
And if you give money to beggars, they'll only spend it on alcohol.
Right, wait a minute.
I think most people spend their money on alcohol, don't
Now,
they? If you drink, you do.
Don't we actually pay their wages? But do we question them as to what they spend their money on?
No.
But they're telling us that we shouldn't give money to people that we think are needy.
That's a dictatorship, isn't it?
It certainly
Did we just say
sounds
that?
like it. Wow.
Seems like we're going round in circles. But anyway, these pictures were on these bins for a few days, thousands of them, and now it just says to advertise on here, call Nottingham City Council.
That's because I think everyone goes, well, you're telling me I can't do what I want with my money. You, our public servants, are telling me what I can't do with my money. You can go and do one, you can. I will do what I want. If I want to give my money to someone who I think needs it, I'll give it to them. I certainly wouldn't stop giving it to them and go give it to them.
So let me get it right. We're not allowed to, we've been dictated to, and we're not allowed to give money to anybody that needs it, like if they're begging or stuff, because they might just go and buy a
Beer or a
beer
cigarette.
or a cigarette.
Just like members of the council might go and do with their money that we give them.
Well, you're free to use your money on whatever you want to do, aren't you? Nobody
But
can tell you
no,
what to
you're not,
do.
because the council say you're not allowed to.
It seems like we're going round here in circles, isn't it?
What sort of society would pick on its most needy?
And vulnerable. Somebody walks a negative path. So I guess our beautiful, wonderful, loving local authority councils, who are in our best interests.
They've got only our goodwill at heart.
Do you know, we'd like to congratulate you for telling us all what to do, because we just don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to give it to beggars, but now it seems like I've got to give it to you.
Well, you know what happens if you don't you? They'll make up their own court paperwork, hire the court on a Thursday, and extract it out of you. If you don't pay, then you go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200.
As if they would do such a thing. They're our servants, not the other way round, is it?
You try and not pay the local
Extortion.
despots and see what happens. Yeah, you'll find yourself not at a magistrate court, but it just does centre. Thank you, Coast. So much local councils everywhere. Local councils here, local councils abroad, local councils everywhere. This is for you. We love you.
And all the local papers for putting the truth out. That'll be a first.
Debt Free TV, in association with GetOutOfDebtFree.org.